the new Star Wars was not as good as everyone thought it was. It may seem fun to go back and recycle the past we loved, but we end up with no sustenance.
The power of the dark side.
All right, so we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. It's been far too long without your daily dose of Mad Dad and Curiel in your life. So here we are again, and today we're going to be talking about something that we hadn't had a chance to talk about. I know everyone else on the internet already has, and today we're going to be talking about The Last Jedi. Don't worry, we're going to be spoiler-free for the primary focus of the show. Totally.
Yeah, no spoilers. All right.
So we liked the movie, we enjoyed it. Overarching, but there definitely were some issues in it. So we made a little montage to kind of focus on those. So without further ado, Curiel, let's go with your take. What'd you think of The Last Jedi, brother?
A lot of fun. Absolutely great to go to the theater and watch it. I mean, like all Star Wars movies, but I mean this one. They really knock it out of the park by creating very cinematic, beautiful, like wallpaper on your computer, just shots. You know, they're just gorgeous, right? And I love that the producer is doing that. The movie, there were some flaws. It was about 30 minutes too long. We'll go over that, but. Other than that, man, I enjoyed it the whole time sitting there watching it. They had good comedy, so that was really fun. They had great action. Not the saber fights that I was kind of really hoping for. I mean, we didn't get a Darth Maul versus Kenobi. We didn't get a Luke versus Vader fight. You know, we didn't get really great saber fights, but everything else. Oh God, they do such a good job with the cinematography. I don't know who is in charge of that, but they definitely need like an award or something. Super great. I would put it second to Rogue One because I don't know if you agree or not, but Rogue One had some of the most beautiful shots I've ever seen almost in any movie. I would put at second to Rogue One on the great, just like panning in to a aircraft, but there's also like beautiful like planets behind it, and it's just I love the way they're doing that right now with the movie. So yeah, I enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed watching it.
So out of curiosity, so if you were the one that was writing on Rotten Tomatoes, giving it a score from 1 to 100, where do you feel that the movie would land for you?
With in mind that I came in with a pretty high expectation, because this was going to be like this should have been like their refined product, right? Like they tested the market with Force Awakens. I think they nailed it. They pushed the envelope a little bit more with Rogue One. I think they missed the mark a little bit with Rogue One. So this was gonna be their final product and kind of like the blueprint template of the movies going forward. So I had really high expectations. So a Rotten Tomato score, I would probably put them at about an 80%.
Fair enough.
Still good. Still worth your $11 to go into the theater to watch. But it's not that. I don't think it's going to be an iconic Star Wars film.
Okay, fair enough. So one other follow-up question with that: if you had to rank it from, the best Star Wars movie to the lowest Star Wars movie, where does it fall in line there? Well, how about this? How about you list off where your top one is, and then go down your list real quick?
Yeah, you got it. So, Empire, New Hope, Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, and then this one. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, you mean it's okay? So
it's got to be my sixth.
Return of the Jedi, then this one. Is what
I keep on doing that. I'm sorry, Return of the Jedi.
You're fine. No.
Yeah. So I would put this as sixth best.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so I have some difference in opinions there, and that's great.
Yeah.
Um, so we're not just mirroring each other, which is different. So overall, let me give my opinions overall of the movie. I think that the movie was great. I couldn't agree with you more. The cinematography was totally on point. All the ship battles were enjoyable. They just sucked you in from moment
Just
one.
beautiful.
They knocked it out of the park with it. So all the shots are really good. There was one point where I felt the CGI fell a little flat, and like you said, we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But overall, I think the cinematography, a minus, is where I would put it. The plot was good. The character development, I would probably go ahead and say that's passing, but barely. I did like what they did with Rey and with Kylo Ren. I think they really developed those characters really well in this movie,
Yep. Super.
which I wasn't expecting because in the first one they felt a little, or in the Force Awakens, they fell a little flat for me. Obviously, you have a higher opinion of the Force Awakens than I do.
Yep.
I think the Force Awakens was setting up the trilogy for success, and so they kind of had to develop the characters more in this one. So in two characters, they did a really good job. In all the other characters, they kind of sucked.
I thought Mark Hamill was going to be a detriment to this film because just the after he did his original movies, his acting just wasn't really that great. I honestly thought every scene that Mark Hamill was in was great in this movie. Super hit you in the feels, super like, man, just like turns you back into your childhood. I thought he was so on point with every interaction that he had, every reunion that he had, with Chewbacca, with Leia. It was really good.
I definitely agree with you. I think Mark Hamill's performance was top notch. There was some things that upset me about his performance, and that kind of brings me into the next topic that you kind of talked about a little bit, was the comedy. The comedy hit notes when it was supposed to. It wasn't like in the middle of a dramatic scene and bam, here's a joke, But it was like, okay, well, the universe can be a little bit funny. It doesn't always have to be just full on seriousness. For me, it felt really similar to Return of the Jedi on that kind of pace, to where there was like
I know
some
exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
some lighthearted comedy. Sometimes I felt like it was a little forced, no pun intended, but it was for the most part, I think it hit it spot on. But there were some scenes with Mark Hamill specifically that the comedy just felt a little.
Yeah.
So, all that set aside, I would say on a Rotten Tomato scale, 1 to 100, I would probably give it a higher rating than you. I would probably put it at the 89 to 90 range, somewhere
Nice.
about there.
Yeah, man.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've seen it twice now, and in fact, this is the first movie I've ever seen in a theater twice. I've never gone
Wow.
to one single movie in my entire 38 years of life to see a movie twice in the theater.
Nope, I've never done that. That's awesome. That's great.
So, as far as where I would rank it in all the other movies, yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Number one definitely has to be Empire. I would say my number two, and this is where I'm going to lose a lot of people on this one. I love the shit out of Return of the Jedi. I totally did. I thought Return of the Jedi. Dude, I got sucked in with Jabba's
furry
palace.
at heart, dude.
Jabba's palace, like, yeah, the Ewoks may be a little bit annoying, but they were fun. And it just felt like such a great adventure. It just felt like it was the kid alive in me. And maybe it's because that was the only one I was alive for was Return of the Jedi to see in the theater.
Yeah, it might be true. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, man, I'm not gonna take away your childhood. You can have that childhood.
Hey,
Yeah,
So I would say Return of the Jedi, and I would honestly say that the Last Jedi is hit number 3 for me on this list.
Wow.
I think it was phenomenal. Like I said, I think it was really, really good. I recognize A New Hope as number 4 because, well, A New Hope is the jump off point. It started the whole damn thing. If you watch it and you compare it though side by side, I think it's better than The Force Awakens, but I don't think that it's better than the Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Right.
So I would say New Hope would be number 4. Then you kind of go down into The Force Awakens at number 5, and then you talk about the Bastard Children's at that point. Although there's mention of Rogue One, I know it's in the universe and everything, but I was not a fan. I just could not get behind the main protagonist. It just felt.
I couldn't either. I feel you on that one. I just think they were so close to making that like an iconic film. It was really close, and they didn't put the feels into the whole we're sacrificing ourselves for the rebellion.
Exactly. Like when the ending happened, it was like, what a great ending. Like that's dark for Star Wars. That's phenomenal. And so I liked the writing in the final portion, but it was just like I didn't have any feeling for the characters. You
didn't care. Like the only one you cared that died was
K2SO.
That's the only one.
Right. That was seriously. I was like, oh, dude. And kind of Baze and Shrute, like I like their characters. I mean, they were fine vanilla characters in the background, you know.
Yeah.
I felt they were more developed than the Jin and Cassian, or is it Cassian? Yeah. So anyway, that's the spoiler-free sections. What we're going to do is we are going to show a little montage real quick. This is all the stuff that we didn't care for that was in the movie. And so me and Kirill kind of put together a list of the things that we didn't enjoy in the movie. And so here's that montage now.
I'm not afraid.
You will be. You will be.
Takes my eye. What the hell was that?
Dad and Kirill, that's our take on The Last Jedi. We hope you enjoyed it. We weren't trying to be overly negative, but it seemed like we kind of got there somehow.
Okay. Yeah.
But so from us, we'll see you guys in game.
All right.
The power of the dark side.